have no reasons. Why would you approach somebody? For what? Why would you specifically approach one person opposed to another person? And more than likely the case might be just because you think some woman looks attractive. But that's not a solid foundation to approach somebody. You're being discriminative towards, approaching somebody just basically on their looks. And anytime you do something like that, it's artificial. It's not real. You're not trying to get to know the person from the inside out. You're trying to go from the outside. And that's a common thing that all womanizing men do. And beautiful women are so used to that they really, they have defense mechanism, natural defense mechanisms that make them react in negative ways, because they're so used to men treating them, objectifying them in that way, that they just get sick of it. Nobody even treats them as a human being. When you say you have a shared activity, and say there's a woman that you're in a salsa dancing class that knows how to dance really well, and you're approaching her to help you get better at dancing too, then you're not approaching her just because she looks good. You're approaching her because she has a skill, a talent that you want to learn, and you're approaching her on that level. Then it's more of a human level. Or if you're good at salsa dancing, and there's a woman that wants to learn how to salsa dance from you, then she'll come to you based on, something that she wants to learn from you. It's on a human level. It's not objectifying the person based on how they look. It's kind of like a woman that just talking to you because she saw that you drive a nice car. It's superficial. It's not real. They don't want to know anything about you as a person. They just want the money that you have. And when you make a woman feel that way, of where you don't care about how she is inside, but you're just only attracted to her exterior, you just turned it into an object. And you want to make sure that you don't do that when you approach people. If you are out there on the streets and you want to approach somebody, you shouldn't just be approaching the beautiful woman and that's it. Then that means that you are being shallow. You're being, you're being false. You're not treating everybody on an equal level. If you are to approach people just to approach them, then you should approach anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or man. If you learn to think that way and live that way, then it wouldn't be too difficult to approach somebody when you have a specific reason to. Alright? Because if there's a woman out there that, on the street that you're not attracted to, and you're not going to approach her, but then you approach the woman that you find physically attractive, then why did you discriminate and not approach the other woman? It's specifically because you just found something physical, and you're drawn to the physical, and what that does is it just ends up making the woman feel very uncomfortable, because you have approached them on a physical level. There was no type of common ground. When you have some type of common ground, then it changes things. Say that woman is a friend of a friend, then that's more of a common ground. Hey, aren't you Ron's friend or something like that? And then she'll be like, oh yeah, and then that breaks the ice, because there's that common ground. But without the common ground, it's you end up pretty much objectifying the woman, and it's very easy for them to see that. You have to learn to treat everybody. I know it's difficult, but you gotta learn to treat people on an equal level, and approach them based on more of like a sound reason, And when you're in an environment where you have common interests with people, it's easier to approach people. Alright, so say you're at the gym and you're working out, and then other people are working out, obviously, and you see somebody who's doing, you know, who might have like, who might be bench pressing a lot of weight, then it might be natural for you to just ask the person, how have you been able to push so much weight? Do you have any tips that you could offer me? It's just something natural. It shouldn't take much effort or much anxiety. Alright? That's what I mean by common ground. Say you're at the park and you see somebody shooting basketball hoops, playing basketball, and you feel like playing. It's just natural to just approach the person. Hey, can I shoot around with you? And then you shoot around with the person, and then you end up talking, getting to know each other, and then boom, it just happened. It was natural, alright? But when you talk about women specifically, a lot of times it is difficult to be in environments where there's other women, a lot of women. And a lot of people go to clubs and bars to try to meet women, but a lot of times it doesn't even work, alright? If you really want to meet women more, I'd say you have to place yourself in environments where women are, there's something that they're trying to do, or the activities that they enjoy to do, and then you should learn to find enjoyment in those activities as well, and place yourself in that environment with them. So then you have something common with them, and you could approach them on that common ground. Alright? That's how you're going to be able to meet more people on a real level, rather than in a superficial level where you just go to the club and everybody's drinking alcohol and you're just trying to pick out who looks the best so you could go talk to them. That's really superficial, and people could see that from a mile away. Alright? So that's what I have to say about that. Another thing is, a lot of it, I think, is also based on your natural expression, as a human being. You should know within how you really are. Remember about the yin and yang. Remember that there is such a thing as introvert and extrovert. Okay? Usually there's a balance. Sometimes there's a balance between people, of how they, sometimes they're introverted in certain instances, other times they're extroverted, but typically people lean towards one end, meaning you're more predispositioned to be extroverted, and then there's other people that's more predispositioned to be introverted. So my wife, for example, is a natural extrovert. I mean, it's just obvious. Okay? Even in the few videos that she made, for example, you could feel the extrovertedness. It's just like an energy where it's just so natural. They don't even, when they talk, they just go on and on and on. They don't even have to think. It just comes out so quick. And that's the natural for them. And for me, I see myself as more of an introvert. And I've always been that way. And there's only some times where I'm more extroverted. But the problem is when you go against your nature. Like when I tried to be an extrovert, I tried for so many years to try to be more extroverted. But no matter how hard I tried, I never really got anywhere, because I was going against my nature. It was like I was trying to swim upstream rather than just relaxing and allowing the current of the water to just take me where it's supposed to take me. And that's the thing. You have to find out how you are inside and learn to accept that. Find the beauty in it. This world, in Western society especially, it's revolved around the extroverts. It is an extroverted world. Mainly controlled by the extroverts. They've denied a lot of the yin, the introvertedness, and the Eastern, at least the East, the ancient East. It gets you to appreciate and value